Welcome back and Merry Christmas. Hopefully, I'm posting this on Christmas. I hope you guys are having a great time with your family and friends. And yes, I pre-recorded a lot of videos for this time that I'm going to be with family and friends. I will still be posting stuff from my vacation, probably recording from a van again and stuff like that. But I still wanted to keep some pre-recorded so that I have stuff to post at least when I'm gone. This is going to be on Tokyo Godfathers, and if you've never seen Tokyo Godfathers, then great. I'm posting it on Christmas because it is considered sometimes a Christmas movie, and I definitely would say it is. Has a lot of the Christmassy hope in it, but definitely steers away from the Western type of mindset for Christmas. Before anything though, if you have not done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you like anime reviews and you like other stuff other than anime, I'm actually starting a new channel, a podcast with a friend, and we posted a video on our top Christmas movies already. This one was one of them, but we include other stuff as well. So if you're interested, I'm leaving the link in the description below. Check out my new YouTube channel. I am going to be working with him maybe once or twice a month to do a video here and there, and hopefully we can grow that channel so it can eventually become a weekly, and sometimes maybe 2 or 3 videos a week, and hopefully eventually grow. But for now, Tokyo Godfathers is one that I decided to rewatch. I had seen it about 4 or 5 years ago around the Christmas season, and I decided to rewatch it because I wanted to include it into the podcast. I decided to watch it, and yeah, definitely it was what I remember it being. We follow the story of 3 homeless people, and we have older man who has a interesting story, but essentially he got so much into debt he left his entire life, family, job, and he became homeless. He chose his life. Hana, who is a guy who is trans. She dresses like a girl, and Hana essentially worked in a nightclub and stuff like that, and someone called him a sir, and obviously that's not a good thing for trans people. They don't like that, and she went ballistic against the client that was there, and because of that she was fired and she became homeless. Then we have our third protagonist, which is Miyuki, and Miyuki basically was or is the daughter of a officer, and she went ballistic one day because they were having, I guess, an argument, and something happened. I won't give all the details, but eventually she stabbed him, and she thought that she would never recover that relationship, so she decided to leave and become homeless. So we have 3 of our protagonists. We start the movie with them at a church, and this is the only westernized vision that we see of the actual Christmas spirit, and it's kind of a negative way. They post it as the church takes advantage of the holiday to bring people in. All these homeless are there for the free meal, but they have to be in the church mass or service for them to actually get the meal. So they don't throw it at you and say this is the bad part of Christmas, but it's very much there. The message is thrown enough. And I mean, I'm a believer myself, and I tend to my beliefs very strong, and I understand that there is a huge portion of the church that does use the holiday in their advantage, and sometimes it comes out that way in a negative way, because yeah, there's ill intentions from a lot of people. So that message is thrown pretty much in the beginning of the movie, and then we get our 3 protagonists, Hana, Miyuki, and Jin. They go and find this baby girl who is left abandoned in the trash. Now they eventually name her Kyoko, and I think Kyoko means hope or something like that. But Kyoko ends up being also the name of Jin's daughter, and it all kind of connects to itself. The movie itself basically then surrounds itself of them trying to find Kyoko's mother to return Kyoko to the rightful owner, right? And there's a bunch of twists and turns. There's a pretty good twist at the end of the movie, which I enjoyed. A lot of the background stories are not given from out front. They're given throughout the movie, and we see how each character ended up being homeless. And it's very much a drama and comedy because it hits a lot of serious points. The abusement of, persons that are trans, to the topic of suicide, to a topic of, family abusement, to the topic of abusing, yourself into falling into debt, I guess, and into a lot of people are addicted to gambling, I guess you can say that. So we get a lot of serious topics in the movie, but at the same time they keep it all lighted with comedy here and there, and I just enjoyed that. And I really do enjoy that because you get those moments where like you're getting deep into the seriousness, and then they throw a joke in, and it just makes it a little lighthearted. And I myself cope really well with comedy when I'm feeling down or when it's a very serious moment in my life. I will use comedy, and I know sometimes a lot of people will say that's kind of inappropriate, it shouldn't be used during that time, but for me it's a coping mechanism, and it just shows that these three characters, they cope that way. They have to continue their lives because they don't want to end their lives, but they cope in a comical way for them to continue living the life that they've chosen to live. Eventually the ending is a pretty decent Christmas happy ending. There is quite a bit of twists and turns, and I will say the last scene doesn't really conclude, and it did bother me. If anything, was the last scene was okay, what happened next? So the producer or the main director of this movie, the studio itself is Madhouse, which if you don't know who Madhouse is, that itself will tell you that it's a great company. But the chief producer, I believe the chief producer of the anime itself, he's in a lot of great stuff like Death Note, Hunter x Hunter, Black Lagoon, Monster, Trigon. He is in a lot of Perfect Blue, Nana, Showbiz, Paprika, which is another movie as well. He is in, I was gonna say Tokyo Godfathers, that's the movie we're talking about. Gunslinger Girl, he's in Kobato, Vampire Hunter D, a lot of classics, but also a lot of new ones. Boogie Bop, Ichigo 100. A lot of these are well known in the industry, and obviously he's a great producer. So out of 10, I'm going to give this one a 8 out of 10. It's probably the best Christmas anime movie that you can watch. There is obviously a lot of anime episodes that you can watch, but if you're looking for a movie, this, in my book, probably be the best one for you to check out. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Unfortunately, I don't think Crunchyroll nor Funimation have this one available, but I think it is available on Amazon if you just pay $2 or $1 to rent it out. So go find it. There's also a link in the description below for you guys to buy it from Right Stuff, so check out the link as well. Thank you for your love and support. If you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe. Hopefully we'll reach 4,700 by the end of the year, but if we don't, that's okay. Thank you guys for your love and support, and like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.